This is for entertainment purposes only. This short story is only for people over the age of 18.
So much has happened to me that I completely forgot about my neighbor. I think it's been 4 years, but honestly, I don't remember much of what I did for those first, several months.
I love, serve and obey you, Master.
I had half a dozen women say to me on their knees, "Let's go break the bed, sluts." I told the women I picked up at some photo shoot. Getting sucked into an alternate dimension, fending off transdimensional monsters, and eventually being imbued with the power of the universe was an amazing time. Everything else pales in comparison. Regardless, back on Earth, and I still have the power. This power let me control the minds of other people. You've got an amazing face, but your body is crap. I remember saying to my neighbor while I was a little drunk and hoping I had even more power than I did.
I am so sorry, Master. Please forgive me.
I remember her saying,
I can make myself better for you.
One of my first tests of total control was on my neighbor. Overweight, a touch ugly, and sagging breasts did not impress me, but she had an amazing face. It turns out my power only works on the mind, and not the body. That's why I had to give her powerful mental commands to reshape herself, and she'd wait patiently for me to come back and fuck her. Then I went out into the world.
I love, serve and obey you, Master.
I had half a dozen women say to me on their knees, "Let's go rock the plane, sluts." I told the women I took over on the overseas flight. I'm sure there were nights I didn't have supermodel quality women naked in my bed, but I don't remember them. I had so much booze that there was no way I could afford any of it, if I wasn't controlling the bartender's mind. If a woman was making love to me in wildly erotic ways, it was because I was controlling her mind.
I love, serve and obey you, Master.
I had half a dozen women say to me on their knees, "Let's be louder than Big Ben, babes." I told the women I took over at a party in London, England. When my sexual conquests weren't happening, I was telling the story of that other dimension. Someone thought that story sounded amazing, and wanted to write it up in a book. We did, and it was a huge hit. You've probably read it. The book tour went all over the world. I was out around the world for years, writing new books to continue the story, and most of it was true.
I love, serve and obey you, Master.
I had half a dozen women say to me on their knees, "Let's rip apart one of my books and fuck on the pages, ladies." I told the women I took over at a book reveal in Tokyo, Japan. Eventually, I did make it back to my apartment building. I'd made sure the landlord kept my place for me, and a monthly cleaning company made sure it wasn't covered in mold when I got back. I had every intention of moving to a real house when there was a knock on my door.
I love, serve and obey you, Master,
said the lone woman on her knees. "You're damn sexy, but who are you?" I asked the babe at my door. It was my neighbor from all those years ago, vastly improved. She'd embraced the fitness lifestyle to drop the fat and build muscles. Large breast implants gave her chest definition. Plastic surgery gave her face a perfectly symmetrical look of a supermodel. She'd been waiting for me all these years. I told her to go back to her place, and be waiting in her bedroom for me.
Yes, Master, as you command, Master,
she said, quickly getting up and going into her apartment. I almost forgot about her, again. If she hadn't left her door open, I probably would have. I came out of my place with a bag full of personal items, and was reminded of who I had waiting for me. I went inside her well-decorated apartment that was a mix of lovely decor and workout equipment. Wearing only a thong, I found her in the bedroom, and instantly she was pledging obedience to me.
Master, I am yours to command,
she said with deep emotion.
Use me as you wish.
It wasn't something I hadn't heard before. I wanted to hear something new, if I was planning on only having one woman in bed with me. When I told her to tell me what she was thinking, she said,
He's going to do it. He's finally going to fuck me. I hope my body pleases him. I'll give him the best sex of his life. Any hint, any look, any movement, and I'll know how to please him. I'm so wet and horny. And this is gonna be magical and mind-blowing.
I asked for it. I was happy to fulfill her desires. I've learned so many techniques from all over the world. I'd like to think that in moments she was having her first orgasm because of my knowledge and experience. Her orgasm didn't seem to stop, and only got stronger. A few minutes later she was climaxing so hard that she passed out. She wasn't the best I'd ever had, but she was still good. I still wanted to move into a real house, or mansion. I might take her with me as a maid, and fuck toy. Right then, I got out my phone and made a few phone calls.
I love, serve, and obey you, Master.
I had half a dozen women say to me on their knees,
I've got a woman in the bedroom, my dears, and I want us to wake her up in the sexiest way possible.
I told the women collected in the living room of my soon-to-be former neighbor's apartment. I didn't end up spending the night with just one woman, but there was one that most of the attention.
The end. This was a work of fiction. Any similarity between people, living or dead, is purely coincidence. This scenario did not, or should not, have happened in real life. Thank you for listening.